to prepare the piece and that blue first plays first move so that we can be ready and we can actually see the game in the list. I'm refreshing the channel, and that will be a very intense round. I think Dimitri may be a bit better in fast games, in blitz, but Antonio is a player full of surprises, and I hope that they won't be like losing at time because there's no beep, but since both players are aware it's a very fast game, they will. Waiting for the game to appear. Okay, here it is. Dimitri plays that move and I'm giving the signal to Antonio, and let's go. There is a... yeah. I wish them good luck in that play. So Dimitri went for side elephant and Antonio also same side elephant. That was exactly the same configuration, but in the game before Dimitri was with red, and we'll have again the point of view for Dimitri. I try to comment as best as I can, but the game will be quick since it's a blitz, and since there's no draw game, we only need to play around, because no matter how a player wins or loses, then it will be second and his opponent will be winning that little tournament. Here Dimitri decided to open with a knight here, and the classic opening is to open from in the same side elephant, from the side where your elephant is the closest to the corner, but knight allows cannon to jump into the game very fast, and here we are seeing that Antonio is trying to exchange his rook that doesn't control the file against the active rook of Dimitri. But the counterpart is that Dimitri, if he pushes this pawn, then the rook cannot enter the game. Right now, probably take, and pawn push will be the best to prevent the rook from entering the game. And also Dimitri has to try to go for looking for something, because he's not in the lead in terms of points. You could think about hiding the king, but it's better to play the move that will block your opponent before hiding the king. So it's better to secure that square and hide the king just after, because hiding right now is a bit more passive. What else we have? Bringing the cannon to the center, but that rook definitely will need some play. But since those pawns are isolated, it's not so easy. That's another way to block the rook and expecting to link the two pawns, but still the cannon here not ready to go to the center, but defending the link from the two pawns, because if a pawn is there, like here, cannon takes, and if pawn takes, then rook takes rook. So this cannon is actually doing a job, and right now Antonio is a bit pushing to avoid the elephant threats on both of his pawns. That's a way to control the elephant. The compensation about the exchange of rook that was better for Antonio is that there is a knight on the board, so on the side, so it has to come back at some point. No need to rush there, and none of the two players yet considered to hide the king. And here that's that's one extra pawn for Antonio, since the elephant was controlling. The counterpart is that this elephant is not able to come back home, but since there is no rook here to threaten the elephant, it's safe for now. That's preparing some push for the knight and the elephant in order to threaten this. And the way to defend is to bring the pawn back to the center, and that knight may have problem. So elephant takes and pawn here. That's a small trap because the elephant, the knight is dead in that case. How blue can defend this? Pawn here, that enabled the cannon to block the pawn, but still pawn here is solid, and blue may suffer some lack of pawns in the center. And Antonio is on fire. Oh, I even considered that there was an elephant here that was hanging because the pawn there. I'm completely blind when I comment, and sometimes, and yeah, it's a great advantage for Antonio now, but you have to carry your game until the very end because there is some time pressure that can be also considered, even if it seems comfortable right now for Antonio. There is a hidden threat, nothing great, but still better to come back home and hide. And here nothing prevents red for doing another move rather than exchanging and giving an elephant fork for blue, so red should go here, but no, it goes there, and that will be a way for Dimitri to recover some points because the elephant will likely give its life for the knight. So king here is a kind of a forced, or pawn here. Yeah, those are the two options, but that one is better because it gains a tempo to bring a pawn back to the center and some space for the knight. What Dimitri should try to do after that is to give some play to the cannon by hiding. And Antonio, don't bother taking back the elephant since it's blocked, and will actually use the cannon and recycle back the elephant. That was a great move here. Pawn takes, pawn takes. The idea is to try to free the elephant, but cannon takes, pawn takes, pawn takes, and that pawn majority here will be very hard to stop because there is only cannons and then knights, and the cannon are not so good to stop pawns from pushing, and one knight won't be enough. Here the elephant is now free again, so that was not the best play. The compensation is that it would have been 3 pawn directly in that case, and now Antonio takes the elephant that stayed there, taking back with that pawn and bringing probably the knight on the back of the defense. Okay, he's playing the pawn from the exterior, so knight here, good to control the potential squares of the elephant, and there is a knight hanging, and that may be too big to stop if red takes it. But the clock will now be on the players. Elephant takes, yeah. Knight, I think Dimitri saw that just after playing his move, and blue can, red can simply bring those pawns to the center, and that will be hard for the cannon. That square is controlled by the elephant, so the knight cannot really go here. Oh, and another elephant for a knight, and with 2 cannons only, that's almost impossible to defend. So unless Antonio fail with the clock, it will be a victory, and blue resigns here. So as you can see, playing fast is not the same, and there is a few mistakes, and I haven't noticed everything, but we have a winner for our tournament, and that's the president of our federation. So maybe Dimitri lost on purpose, but no, I don't think so. That was a nice game. If you are following the stream, congratulations to you. I have to prepare the very end, so I will be back. I will try in 1 or 2 minutes to prepare what I want to finish the tournament. So see you in a few seconds. Stay there, please. And I'm back to conclude this series, we had to go to some playoff, and that was a nice game, even if it's a bit harder to play like this. Thank you for following that tournament, and now I will reveal how it finished. So let's go for this. Sorry, it had to to be like this. So the 4 first player, and we introduced a bot in the tournament, and it's in the 8th position, Timea from Hungary. She's not really into Korean chess, she plays other chess variant, and she hasn't been able to secure a victory against the bot, but that's not a problem. Thanks for joining, Timea, that was great to have you. In 7th position we have the bot, and actually that bot has been programmed by the guys from PyChess, and Fabian, the German player, was in that, so that's kind of his bot. He's not the only one. That bot scored 1 point. I didn't want to have a too strong bot because that would have not been great in a tournament. And in the 6th position we have the player Adam from Poland that secures 16 points, and followed by Simon, my brother from France, with 21 points in 5th position. And in the 4th position we have Hot Combat from Mongolia. Of course, Mongolia is not in Europe, but I invited him because he's not pro, and he's also promoting chess, a lot of chess variants in Korea, in Mongolia, and doing a lot, and he's a nice guy. And during that tournament he was also playing another tournament. He told me that he couldn't focus so much because I don't know, he had maybe 2 games at the same time. But that was great to have him. And in the 3rd position, I don't know if it was a surprise because I never played with him, but we have Fabian, and Fabian is directly from PyChess, and he secured 39 points, not so far from the first 2 people, because the first 2 people are Antonio and Dimitri, and Dimitri in the end is second because of the playoff that he missed, but that's not a problem. He's a strong player and very nice guy. And to conclude, we have world president of the federation, Antonio, that's at the first place tied. So I also know that Antonio wants to reward the 4 first players, so he will contact them to send them a prize. But most of all, I will bring that to that overlay. I want to thank the player for joining. It was a bit not so well organized, and we tried to do our best in the system. Also, there was a clock bug, but we really want to thank PyChess for that platform. They implemented a lot on Janggi Korean chess like those 2 months, and it wouldn't have been possible, so that was great to collaborate with you and to have a free-to-play easy platform, and I hope that we'll be able to do that again. So thanks again for everyone, for the players, and I wish you a very nice Sunday, and see you later.